What's going on, everybody? We're here today in Crypto G's with a very special guest. Um, Before introducing him, I met Evan on YouTube about 7 years ago. He doesn't know this, but before I started to be an entrepreneur, I I was working from 9 to 5, normal jobs. And then on my way to the office and coming back, I used to put his videos to motivate me. So yeah, Evan Michael is a great content creator. He has lots of followers, but the most important thing about Evan, he inspired people to believe in themselves. Hi, Evan. Thank you so much for coming to Crypto G's.
Cool. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. What's your favorite video?
Oh, there are so many, but I remember you used to put them like the top 10 of all of them. And I used to watch the top 10 advice from Grant Cardone. All the top 10s, I love those ones. And
Okay.
you helped me a lot with those videos.
Very cool. Thank you, man. This is the thing. Like for anybody creating content or projects, a lot of times it feels at the beginning like you're not reaching people and it's not working and you're not getting enough views and you're not getting enough people buying your crypto project and you're just not getting enough growth on the thing. And what we lose sight of is it's actually touching some people's lives, right? Like Andres here tells me this story about 7 years of watching the videos, right? Like, where were you 7 years ago telling me about this stuff, man? Right? Like most people will never let you know the impact of the thing that you're creating and how helpful it is. And they may not be active in your Discord telling you. They may not be on your YouTube channel leaving comments. They may never DM you, but the work you're doing is still touching them, is still meaningful, is still having an impact. And so just assume that the thing you're doing is important. And that if you have 50 buyers of your project that was supposed to have 10,000 and it hasn't sold out yet, right? And you're like, oh my God, I'm a total failure. Make it matter for those 50 people, right? Like, how do you go from 50 to selling out 10,000? You kick ass for those 50 people and change their lives through your project. And that's how you get them to stay loyal, but then also take you to the new people. And so even from the beginning of my YouTube journey, I just always focused on who I was serving and sort of who I wasn't. Yeah. And I assumed my content was helping people like Andres, even though he never told me until 7 years later. So, but I appreciate the story. Thank you, man. And it's great to be here.
No, it's true. And yeah, I love putting on YouTube every morning. The point of the work I was doing sometimes took me like 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. I was driving a lot back those days. So yeah, I hear your voice and I hear all these entrepreneurs and business owners that obviously that you create pick up from them. That's a question that I always have. I didn't prepare this, but this is a question that I always have. So much information on there, so much content, right? So when I started 8 years ago as an entrepreneur, I was watching everybody, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, everybody, right? And I was getting bombarded with all this information. And then I found you and I found the Belief Nation. And then you put it in a nice way. But how you curate or how you start to organize all this content like week by week, how you did it?
Well, I've got a team, right? So it's not just me. Now we're up to 52 people on the team. So it's a lot. If I didn't have team, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now because I'd be trying to figure out how to edit some video, right? So team definitely helps. But it's the guiding principle is we want to try to spread more belief, right? So in all of the people we profiled, if we did the first video we did was a Kanye West top 10 rules for success. Like the first top 10 was on Kanye West. But it was top 10 rules for success. Yeah. If I did top 10 stupidest things Kanye West has said, that video would probably even do better because people love beating on other people, right? So it's the rules for success. So what can you learn from this person? And we take a Kanye West or Elon Musk or whoever, a Richard Branson. A lot of these people like Elon Musk and Richard Branson are not great speakers. And you might have to watch 4 hours of content to pull out a 20-minute video because they're also talking about other stuff that you don't care about. And so it's really like, what do I want for me? Like I want Elon Musk in my ear and I want Richard Branson in my ear and so I make it for me so I can watch it and then I share it. And thankfully there's, 3.6 million people like Andres out there watching it too. So I can actually build a business off of it.
That's great, Evan. Let me tell you a bit about crypto. Yes, obviously the listeners and the viewers, they know the story. This will be the episode number 51, and we start 6 months ago, Evan. Only 6 months ago.
Let's
And
go.
then the reason why, because I create crypto is because I've been in crypto 6, 7 years as well. And I have so many friends telling me their projects. Look, I have this project XYZ. And then one of my best friends, I said, you know what? Let's create a podcast about your project and you share it to everybody, right? So that's how we start. And we had great guests. But this for me is one of the best episodes so far, having you here. Let's talk a little bit also about your. I saw your videos about NFT. You were explaining everybody about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago about NFT and crypto. What is your experience being with crypto? How has been your experience with crypto and NFTs?
I love the community in crypto. Like it's just all
Yeah,
entrepreneurs, you know? And
yeah,
and listen, of course, and we're in a bit of a down season. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that. But a lot of people rushed in, only trying to make money,
yeah,
ripping people off, scamming them. We know a lot of those stories. That's fine. A lot of rug
yeah,
pulls, etc. Great. But there's also like just amazing entrepreneurs and artists and community builders and people with a passion trying to create something. And it's so exciting to be a part of. You know, when it was hitting hard, kind of in the heyday, and just the love on Twitter and on Discord. Where else are people saying GM every day? GM, 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 you know, sharing, and just the amount of positivity. I was new, so I don't remember when I got
mhm,
I think Bitcoin was the first thing I got. I don't remember what year, but I also wasn't like, oh, cool, but thank you. I didn't know what it was, right? Not really. And just because it's so hard to get into still, right?
yeah,
Like most people are not into it. Walk down the street of your city, nobody like knows really what it is. NFT, what a like non-fungible token, what a terrible name and brand, right? It's like the marketing isn't there yet. And I first joined, it was Lisa Bilyeu. I don't know if you know Tom and Lisa Bilyeu from Impact Theory. They launched their
okay,
Founders Keys, which was a multi-million-dollar launch in the NFT space. And she told me, okay, I gotta get in. Evan, we launch tomorrow. You need to buy a Founders Key. And it's like, okay. And it was like three ETH. I forget what it was, something like that. 3 ETH to get in. And I didn't have
yeah,
3 ETH at the time, right? And it's like, hey, whatever. I'll go to the bank and I'll get. But no, like that's insane. Like to get money into your account was from Canada
yeah.
impossible, right? So then I'm begging my friends on like WhatsApp groups, hey, can somebody loan me 3 ETH? I'll pay you back. I just need to buy this project. And I got it. So I got my Founders Key. I made it great. And then I joined the community and like not knowing really what I'm doing. And the community was awesome. Like the Discord of people was so welcoming to new people, explaining all the terms and the terminology and how to get your money out and like what does WAGMI mean and like all of this stuff, right? Because a lot of people still don't even use Discord. I didn't know how to use
Yeah,
Discord, all of the terms, and just the amount of people who are so willing to explain, like the amount of energy and passion, excitement people have is like, yeah, come join our family, like come in, not just to sell the thing, but just genuine excitement around creating this community. I loved it. It was a great vibe. And now the vibe is obviously not as strong, a lot of cynics, a lot of negativity, but we'll get back there. Like it's going to happen. Like every project is going to be on the blockchain. You
yeah,
think about AI and where it's going, and for every one Evan Carmichael, there'll be 10 million fake Evan Carmichaels because the cost of creating content, like everybody's going to be impersonated. There'll be 10 million
yeah.
Andres out there that look like you, that speak like you, like that are all AI generated because the cost to create is zero. So how will we know the difference? Well, because it's going to be on the blockchain. Everything you create.
I was Evan. I was watching today a reel or TikTok, whatever, of Will I Am. He was in one of the videos 13 years ago talking about AI, and he was explaining what the band back then, like how he was putting all, like he said, I'm going to record all of this, and then it will be a computer generate improve like doing my voice, and in the video, I can't remember the name of the video, he was predicting the future, right? And I was telling that to a friend. I say, for me, for the AI would be quite tough because my accent and the way that I talk. So they have challenge with my accent and the way that I talk. But let's talk about the future and AI. You've been content creator for a long time right now, very successful, interview great people, and they probably became your friends as well. But how you see now the content creation, now talking about blockchain, AI, where do you think we're going in the next 5 years?
I think NFTs and AI will come together. I think NFT is the answer for all the AI proliferation of content.
Yeah.
So, like already, the AI tools are incredible.
Yeah.
So, like if you're not interested in AI and you're not applying it to your business and not following along, you're losing. Like everybody needs to figure out AI in their business, 100%. It's getting better by leaps and bounds. Like every week, there's some new tool, there's some new thing you can do. It's crazy. We've already accidentally posted a video of me on my channel. My wife thought it was me and she posted it to my Instagram, and it wasn't me. It wasn't my video. It wasn't my voice. It wasn't my script. And my team was just playing around with it and sent it to us as a, hey, here's a demo. And she thought it was something that needed to be posted. So she posted it.
What?
Already. And like, it's only going to get worse and crazier and more authentic and more real. Like I could watch and say, that's not me, but I thought there's no way, like people will know. But if it fooled my wife already, then it's going to fool everybody.
Wow.
Right.
And what's that software? Or they put everything together from different AIs?
It was different. There's the video AI, and then there's the script AI. It was like GPT to write the video, like to write the script, like write a script about belief in the voice of Evan Carmichael, and then it pops something up, right? And then 11 Labs to train the audio to actually have it sound like me. And I've trained my voice, right? So we've done the recordings and we have all the samples. So we've trained my voice. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I'm playing with it. Like you have to play with it. So train my voice. The video one, I don't remember which. We're playing with around a bunch of video tools. So I don't remember which video tool we use to make it happen. But yeah, like we posted it, and
wow.
Then I had to go back and say, oh, this is AI, Evan. You know, but it's only going to get better. But this is where NFTs come in. This is where why it's so valuable, because that still requires a lot of it's GPT plus 11 Labs plus whatever video tool, you know, then to make it into an Instagram video. Like it's a lot of mess to figure all that out. That's all gonna go away. Just like NFTs, it's hard to set up a wallet and figure out Ethereum and buy it and get it. Like it's hard, but that's gonna all go away. That's gonna be the default, right? It's gonna be easy in the future to make that happen. So to make that video happen from nothing will be a couple of keystrokes and then automatic, or like the agent, you know, GPT, the auto agent's going to come out and just, okay, make me 1 million Andres videos talking about crypto, and it'll just spit out 1 million videos. And so how will I know what's real?
Yeah.
Well,
so
because
we will need blockchain and NFT.
That's my thesis, is that, Andres is going to have his own on the blockchain account, and we'll know exactly what he created. Because in a world of fake, that's the whole point of NFTs. Like, you know, just right click on the picture and you own it. No, you don't. That's why it's on the blockchain, right? So how do we tell the difference? Because you now are going to put everything on the blockchain. This is, I think, how we move into, you know, NFT started as just art projects.
Yeah.
Right. And now is kind of some more utility to it. You get to come to my conference, or you get a entrance into my restaurant or something, right? There's added more utility to move just beyond the art. But now it's going to become, like, I think AI actually speeds up the necessity for NFTs to become mainstream, to be able to tell the difference between original content and manufactured content. So that if it comes out and I see your face, I'm going to see on the blockchain where it came from, and it's not you, so I know it's not real.
And that takes me to another question regarding authenticity and being obviously credible. And obviously, we have seen Elon Musk helping the social media communities, talking a little bit about AI and being authentic. And like you just said, you just create another Evan with AI. Imagine you have this AI 15 years ago when you were starting. Imagine that, because you have to go through all of this stuff, doing all the content yourself, the copywriting when you go started. But what I'm trying to say is, what do you think about what Elon Musk and Twitter and now Instagram is doing with the verification? I think it's changing a lot of stuff right now. People is going to pay for the verification. It will be helpful for some people, but at the same time, the people that already make a name for themselves and work hard to get verified, let's call it like that, and now everybody will be verified also on Instagram. What do you think about that movement, that move that Elon Musk started on Twitter and now is happening on Instagram?
I think we're early, and Elon Musk came out with the verification, and everybody was raging against him, and then Instagram does it, a couple months later or however long it was. One, it's been fascinating to watch Elon do what he's doing, because I would like, I've never bought anything Elon. I didn't buy Tesla stocks. I didn't buy anything that he's created, but I also would not bet against him. I wouldn't bet against him. Like, and he's, richest man in the world, or depending on what year or whatever. For me, he's, as an investment, he's too much of a loose cannon, because he'll just do whatever Elon wants to do when and that's his strength and his greatest weakness. So as an investment, I don't, it's too risky. For me, it's too risky, but I would never bet against him either. And so he's doing a lot of mistakes on Twitter, but Twitter was already decreasing the relevancy anyways. So you either, like, you have to find a way to try to fix it. And so he's trying a bunch of stuff. The verification one, I'm not a huge fan of it, because now it's a lot harder. Like the verified tab used to mean something on Twitter. And a verified used to mean something on Instagram. And it still does, but it means a lot less than it used to. And I get that, it's up to Instagram to determine who is, and that's its own little political system and whatever. But now, if anybody can pay, I don't think what we're seeing now is what it's going to be. It's just the early steps. Because if somebody could pay to take Andre, and they're just spending $8 a month, and now they have your account with your face and they're verified, right? So that doesn't really, the thesis is it doesn't work at scale where it's like 1 million accounts, 1 million Andre accounts. They wouldn't all pay $8 a month, whatever, but it's not a complete solution. This is the thing, though. We often judge ideas too early. You look at the NFT market, right? NFTs are going to the moon. It's amazing. Bored Ape, CryptoPunk, let's go. Like, WAGMI, all of this, right? And then, that was the hopium at the time. And now it crashed, and a lot of people are negative. But this isn't the final. NFTs are going to happen. Everybody will have a wallet. Everybody will have it, whether we even call them NFTs or something else in the future. Like, the blockchain is undeniable. It will happen. Everything will be on the blockchain. Everything we do will be on the blockchain. So what we see right now, as much as there's pessimism and negativity, this is not the final thing. And so I look at the same thing with the verification system. They're looking for ways to make money, and they're looking for ways to combat a lot of the fake and the copycat account. But this is not an elegant solution either. What they've done is not elegant. And so it will be fixed. And somebody will fix it, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Elon Musk again, whether it's some new social media site that pops up, comes out of nowhere, whether it's, you look at how quickly GPT came out of nowhere and just popped hard. Like, maybe that's the next social network that pops hard and figures out verification as well. So I don't want to judge. Is it great? No, but I'm also judging an unfinished product. It's like if you gave me your book that's half written and said, Andre, is like, this is not very good. Well, it's half written, so we can't judge it. Something else will come from it. I don't know who solves the problem, but somebody will solve that problem.
Evan, you just remind me something. You remember 2020 and 2020? Well, that was 2020 with Clubhouse. Remember Clubhouse?
Yeah, we're still on it, dude. We post every day.
You're still on it. I remember
you every day.
You have your rooms, and then you put your top 10 audio. I said, oh, Evan is smart, because he's repurposing content. But this is the thing with social media, and you have used many of them. when a social media is new, for example, you start and you don't know what's going to happen later, right? It can like blow up in a good way or can just disappear. So with Clubhouse, it was kind of like that, and then everybody started to move to Twitter Spaces. But in your opinion, now talking about Clubhouse and Twitter and verification, where do you think we're going with content creation? Let's say it. Do you think it's going to be still video, picture? Where are you putting your energy these days? In what kind of content are you creating to make it different?
So I'm always video first because it gives you the most
Mhm.
options. Because out of this interview, you have a video for YouTube, but you can clip it for video for Instagram and video for your TikTok and video for your Facebook Reels, etc. You can also transcribe it and then GPT it to make a LinkedIn article. You can take little clips of that written and put it into Twitter, like little micro tweets, and you can take the audio and turn it into a podcast, right? It's like video gives you the most, like if you're not doing video, you're losing. If you've built a successful podcast, it's audio only, great. You're just playing in the minor leagues. Awesome. It's not that you're not winning, I guess, but it's just on a small level. You need to be doing video. You have to be doing video. And inside a video, you need to be figuring out AI. Audio is great. I mean, Clubhouse had its moment during COVID because everybody was inside, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Canada. We had it way worse than a lot of others, but everybody was inside. So we saw Clubhouse pop off. We saw Instagram lives take off. People going live. The IG lives were nuts during that time because people aren't.
Everybody was live.
Everybody was live. Like at a time, you have 10 people live at the same time in your community. Like, which one do I go to? And I think there's a format for audio only. Twitter Spaces is here. It's great in the crypto space, but outside of NFTs and crypto, it's not that big. Like Twitter Spaces is not what Clubhouse was in its heyday. The technology might be there, but the audience and the domain and people showing up. When I go to my Twitter feed, I'm not seeing 50 different rooms open for my followers. There's a couple. There's always something.
It's only crypto.
Well, that's great. Like if you're in crypto and you're not paying attention to Twitter Spaces, then you're losing. Like there's a lot of great information that happen around crypto in Twitter Spaces. So you should be like this show, you could be streaming to Twitter Spaces, or you should be doing, and maybe you already are, doing Twitter Spaces, right? That just makes sense for the industry. But mainstream, it's not there. Clubhouse was hitting all sorts of different industries. Everything. People were doing meditation classes on Clubhouse. Entrepreneurs were there speaking. Like, I'm going to do tarot cards and read your signs. Like it was everything. It was mainstream, right? So Twitter Spaces didn't eat Clubhouse. Just the whole attention left because people went back to their lives and started meeting people again. Yeah. So for me, video number one. Like for now, until we get to the point where AI or AR or VR becomes a thing, like at some point I'm going to be with you in your living room or in your office in VR doing this, right? That's what we're going to be shaking each other's hands and wrestling or something. Like we'll be doing something.
Eating Doritos together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll be looking at the bag and not eating, but you can eat. But like that will happen. That's not like, when is that going to happen? I don't know. But that is going to happen. So, but until that, the technology seems to be still very far away. Like we took my book, Built to Serve, and turned it into a VR course. So like I'm in VR, but it's still so far away from mainstream. How many of your friends are every day going into their Oculus? Like it's just not happening, right? So these technologies will happen. NFTs will happen, VR will happen, and it won't be these giant clunky headsets anymore, right? It'll then move to contact lenses. It'll then move to like a little chip in our brain, right? It's all going to happen. Just at what time point and how much are you on board with it? Or are you trying to fight the system and the technology? So for me, as we're recording this now, video is still number one. YouTube is still number one for long form, like educational content, thought leadership. That's what I'm not teaching people how to do slime videos or something, right? It's like education, entrepreneurship, long form YouTube is number one. And then you clip the content for everywhere else. And I don't see that changing anytime soon, but it's more applying the tools to help you become a better creator right now until something in AR or VR really becomes powerful.
Okay. I think we have a couple of minutes left, but Evan, I want to tell you something very important as well about content creation. In the
Okay.
middle of COVID as well, you were playing Twitch because you're a player as well. You stream and you talk to your friend. And my wife and my kids, they were watching like for 2 hours you playing video games. I remember, I said, what are you doing, guys? You're watching Evan playing. So that's another passion that you have. Yeah, you're a gamer.
Yeah, I play League of Legends, and my son introduced me to Minecraft. I'm not very good at either of them, so nobody would really watch me for advice on how to do it. My goal is to try to get the gold in League of Legends, which is probably slightly above average. But as a 42-year-old, I'm down for being kind of above average with my kind of small level of commitment to the game. But yeah, I started going live. Especially during the pandemic around it. And people would come and ask me questions, business questions, right?
Yes,
like
yes,
nobody's going to watch my gameplay and be, wow, that was amazing. You know, I want to say like, no, it's pretty bad. But I would go live with a friend of mine and we just take business questions. So people would come in and they'd watch me play. A lot of times they don't even know the game either. They would just watch me play because they wanted me to answer their questions. And it was a fun experiment. I haven't done it in a while. And I might go back to it, but it was a fun way to just build community. Like community is something that keeps getting thrown around the NFT community, right? Like we're building a community. And where's the community now? Where is everybody? You know, the 100 people who bought your project, how much are you paying attention to them in the Discord and loving on them?
Yeah.
Like this is the chance to actually build up real community. And so a lot of people feel like their projects are underperforming or the floor is dropped and, you know, everything's terrible and people are abandoning projects. Like if you actually believe in the thing you're doing, now is the time to start building, because some of the biggest businesses in the world were built in recessionary times. And, you know, how much of a recession we're in, you know, economically is up for debate, but the NFT market is definitely in a recession, right? Like that's not up for debate. So now is the time that you win, because there's still a lot of people into it. And there's people who bought projects and care on them and love them and like do stuff together. And if there's 50 people in your Discord, connect with them every week, stay in touch, have your community manager. Like you say, you're all about community. Now is the time to show it, because you get these people in, you've got them for life. That's how you build your great project.
Evan, this is the last question, and is regarding to do with the minorities. And I was a month ago in Dubai, and I was asking this question to Gary Vee, because I'm from Colombia, right? And we as minorities, Latin Americans, whatever, it's more difficult to impact more life because of the language barrier. What do you think about, for example, your believers, your belief nation? Do you have people in other countries that don't speak English, and how you translate this for example, people that don't speak crypto, for example, then you get somebody that translate for them into the crypto world, right? So what do you think about these minorities and the content creation in countries that just merging together?
Well, one, I wouldn't sleep on the Spanish market.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1 million subscribers on our Spanish channel.
It's crazy. What is that? What is your channels for the people that are listening and watching, so they can tune in?
Well, the English channel is Evan Carmichael. The Spanish channel is Evan en Español. So you can go look that up. And we've made like, oh man, dude, I made 10,000 videos in English. Not all of them are public. And we've made, I don't know, if I had to guess, like 100 Spanish videos. And we've got 3.6 million on the main channel and 1 point something on the Spanish channel.
So do you have a lot of...
So one, like the Spanish market is amazing and the people are amazing. And the I love entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurial drive inside the Latino community is amazing. I love, like, so many people. It's just in the culture to start they may not be thinking like big, but there's still so many people who just default to thinking I want to start a business, because that's what the tradition is. Like everybody just started a business. So one, if you are from a different culture, whether it's Spanish or something else, don't sleep on that. Like there's a huge opportunity to win, and very little competition and very little good competition. So when I'm working with people who are in a different country, it's like all you have to do is take the content that's winning in English and make it in your language.
Translated. Yeah.
Make your version in your language and you win, because there's so few people and so few good people doing it. So you've got a huge, whether you want to or not is a different question. You've got a huge opportunity in the Latin community. Like Spanish is, this is the thing. If any content creators out there is not thinking multilingual and Spanish first after English, right? You're losing. Like YouTube's added the opportunity now for every video to add dubbing tracks for every video on your channel. So you could be in every language if you just have, if you know enough, like you could speak both languages to do it. Or you have somebody you hire, like my dubbing studio is in Argentina, and there's an Argentina Evan who dubs me, and I don't speak Spanish.
With Argentinian accent.
Yeah. Well, I'm half Italian, so my mother was born in Italy, was an immigrant to come to Canada. And I can, if Spanish is slow or it's written, I can kind of, like, it's close enough to Italian that I can make out most of it. Sometimes people on Instagram like challenge me and they ask me questions in Spanish, and they get to see me struggle through like trying to answer it. But yeah, I think one, don't sleep on the Spanish market. It's a huge opportunity for you, especially, but for everybody. And then two, it's just about the information, right? Like if you have, like the Spanish accent is great. Yeah. People love a Spanish accent, right? In the movies, you know, the Rico Suave, the guy, it's always like got this Spanish accent or Italian accent or something, right? So it's great. People, it's just a mindset. People think of it as a negative, where it actually might be the thing that people love the most about you. It's just give yourself permission to go off and do it. And if you have better information and you have better guests coming on and you're sharing what you've learned, like people will gravitate towards you as long as they can understand you. And I've understood, like I've been on podcasts all day long with different people today, and there's nothing that you said to like, say that again. I don't understand you, Andre. So it's like, we've been talking English and it's no problem. Like you have an advantage that you can speak both languages.
Amazing. Evan, the last question, and this is a random question that I ask my guests in CryptoGeeks. What is your favorite animal?
Dog.
Okay, so we're going to do. Is any specific dog that you like?
Go with Dachshund.
Dachshund. Okay, we're going to create an NFT for you, and we're going to send it on Binance NFT platform as a present from the CryptoGeeks team. So we're giving all of these NFTs to the CryptoGeeks Comedy Show as a present, as a gratitude for your time. Evan, for helping so many people, helping me, the community, to believe in themselves, to be better entrepreneurs and keep their mindsets all the way up. With your content, has changed so many lives. And guys, the last note is I met Evan 8 years ago on YouTube, and then we connect on Instagram. So make sure you create content to get people attention, that heroes become part of your inner circle. I think that's very important. That happened to you, Evan, yeah, with many people that you interview, that you used to follow them, and now they're in your circle.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just outreach. Like this happened 8 years after you watched my video, but it could have happened 1 year.
1 year. Oh, a month.
Or a month. Yeah, just like give yourself permission to get rid of the voices in your head that I'm too new, or I'm an immigrant, or I can't speak the language, or like whatever the thing. We all have these stories of why we can't believe in ourselves. But if you sent me a message the day that you saw my first video and said, Evan, this video changed my life, thank you so much, I'd love to have you on my show that I'm starting, there's a good chance I'd say yes.
You know, and Evan replied with the pictures always to the video. And something else, my wife, I admire you a lot. She's an introvert, so she understands a lot of the stuff that you go through. So she talks about you all the time, by the way.
Amazing. Well, much love to your wife, too. Thank you, Andres.
Thank you so much for coming, and keep believing. And thank you so much for coming.
Let's go.
Yes.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Ciao.